Now let's look at the reason for half of our mythos and religions. The historical figure Lord Ahpu Ka is who inspired some major priesthoods and mythologies. He was an ancient warrior. When the warrior class and scientist was one group of people, his story is fictionalized with the fusing of the alignments that the story of the stars and constellations tell. So in science, mainly astrology, he is a natural synchronization of the Venus star and calendar system. Yes, the plumed feathered serpent priesthood is what mapped and graphed this system. It is a system of Venus sun science and Venus moon science. The key zodiac in the Venus calendar is the Libra constellation.
The original calendar. Ancient Egypt, Kem, originally began their calendar with the Virgo Libra. They called this first month Thout, as Thoth, Tahuti, because before things are created in the light, they are created in the gloom of mind first. No wonder why pharaohs put Adam first, which is autumn. According to holy scriptures, evening or darkness was first. The same with the original civil Jewish calendar. The civil year in the Hebrew calendar begins on the first day of Tishrei, which is the 7th month of the ecclesiastical year. Tishrei is considered the new year for most agricultural-related commandments because autumn was very important for ancient agricultural societies. The name Tishrei comes from the Akkadian word tasratu, which means beginning. The first month of the Islamic calendar, Muharram, originally was in September-October, but everything has been switched from its originality to hide the year that nature plants life. Deeper than that,
the Libra cult craft was a product of the feathered serpents. The Libra is when the season called fall begins. It's called fall not just because the leaves fall from the tree, but because it represents the time period in which was the fall of gods. When angels or spirits fell to earth from heaven, when God gave his first commandment and will to human, for him to subdue the earth. So basically when it comes to the most ancient tradition, the calendar actual starts, not in Aries/the Ram, but with the child of the Virgo, aka Virgin, which is the Libra, or scales of justice. Heavenly twins. You see, the ancient Mu Confederation or the ancient Mu Empire is a time when the whole world was unified by a special group of people. Lord Ka was amongst these special group of people. Yet, those special group of people eventually fell and lost their ruling. It is because, while reforming from a climatic catastrophe, war erupted within the hierarchy. So many lies and deception happened. So much bloodshed and change caused the world to label them as the cursed people, the dead people, demons, monsters, dragon, and serpents of the barbaric dead world. Because they was highly spiritual, if not the most, of extremity, they was represented as the spiraling rhythmic waves and rotations of the spirit, and which resembled a pool of serpents, causing them to be symbolized as serpents in the mythos. They were called Nagas, and they originally were the ancient indigenous Mayas. So Lord Ka is a Naga Maya. Because at the time of their existence, the Sirius constellation wasn't the closest and most seen at the time. Therefore, at the time of the pyramids in ancient Egypt, the Sirius system wasn't there. So those 3 pyramids don't align with them. The actual constellation was the great massive star, called Draconis in our time. And thus, now you see why they say Dracos ruled the planet in ancient times. It's not because of real serpent people walking the earth, but a serpent priesthood who had mapped out the whole draconian star system, and some, yes, Lord Ka and everybody else was Dracos back then because that was the ruling constellation system. Anyway, the draconian feathered serpents became cursed, and from that point the world tried to wipe them out of history while claiming all their craft and inheritance for themselves. So who is the real monsters and beast? Anyway, Lord Ka was the royal prince who resonated with the same patterns as the stars and nature. He was indeed a real person, and his name was Ahpu. Master Ahpu. He represented the fall season, as well as the Libra scales of blind justice, Venus. As Libra constellation sailed in the balance of the sun and moon, day and night, Ahpu was a ruling sun lord, as in head watcher of the land, as well as a night militant enforcer, law general. His family crafted their every action off the patterns of nature in which reflected their life. This is the story of Tahuti, Thoth, feathered serpent priesthood under his great-grandson Lord Ahpu Ka. Let's resurrect the truth of our ancestor. Ahpu is Ogun. Ahpu is Poseidon. Ahpu is Lucifer. Ahpu is Cain. Ahpu is Loki. Ahpu is Shiva. Ahpu is Quetzalcoatl. No, I'm not saying that all of these myths make up Lord Ka. I'm saying that Lord Ka is the reason we have the results of all these myths and religions. They all derived from the actual person, his tribe, priesthood, actions, and sciences of that area and time period. Lord Ka.